Yes, for you. Don't you remember?
Oh, I didn't mention that.
Good morning, Unity San Francisco. I believe it is 11 a.m., is it not? It is 11 o'clock. On the dot, I'm in my drop top. Anybody? No? It's just me? Good morning, good morning. My name is Misa Malone. I am the Minister of Music here at Unity San Francisco. I want to welcome you all. Whether you're in the room or in the Zoom or online, we want to make sure that you know you are welcome here. And I'm going to introduce you to our senior minister, Reverend Ken Daigle.
Hello. Thank you, Misa. And wonderful to see all of your faces, some new faces that I haven't met before, and some regulars here, and they're still coming in. So if you have space next to you, just raise your hand. There's some spots over here, and there's a couple over here. If you need a spot to sit, we're all set. And JD's on the door. We have it handled. So fabulous. Thank you. You know, we have an incredible service in store for you today. We have been working for months on this, and this is part 2 of our Hamilton series. We've coincided it with the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and that document that has propelled this nation forward. And it's a document, as we talked about last week, that we're still living into, that we haven't fulfilled all of the promises and all of the spiritual statements in the Declaration, that all men are created equal. Men and women created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it takes all of us to make that happen. We cannot just wait for someone else to fulfill that promise for us. We must take the steps necessary. We must put words in our mouths and in the arena that match that intention. And some days that's not easy. Some days it's really hard to not slip into pessimism and despair and anger. But what this story has taught me, and what this process of trying to discern what we could bring to you here has illuminated for me, is that this is so enmeshed with what we teach here at Unity, that consciousness leads first, an idea leads first, and then we match it with action, and we do the steps necessary to transform the world by first transforming ourselves. Yeah. Because integrity and coherence are important. We need to be in alignment. Our ideas and our actions and our words in alignment, and then the mountain moves. Then the things shift. So what we do here at Unity every week is start with prayer. So I invite Art to join us, and I invite you to get comfortable. Because when things are going sideways, when things are unsettled, one of the best ways we can shift is with our breath and with the power of affirmative prayer. So I invite you to take a deep breath, and as you exhale, to allow the chair to hold you fully, to allow the floor to support your feet, and allow this moment to be. Spirit, we come together in this moment and we open ourselves to knowing something different. We open ourselves to seeing the whole picture. We open ourselves to feeling all of our feelings. As this moment unfolds, as this day blossoms, as this community celebrates, we know that we are not alone. We are connected to this incredible mesh of community, of humans, of spiritual beings, of ideas and determination. We are connected to this cause of creating a world that works for everyone, no exceptions and no exclusions. We are committed to taking the steps necessary to make that dream manifest here in the world. So for this time together, in spiritual community, in spiritual learning, in spiritual celebration, we are truly grateful. And together we say, Amen. And so it is. Right, and more people are coming in, so there's some spots on each side here that you guys can fill in. And I'm going to invite Tom Lenoble to come join me. Tom is the chair of our board here at Unity San Francisco.
Good morning, Unity San Francisco. Thank you. Good morning.
So when you got here today, you should have gotten a bulletin. If you did not get a bulletin, please raise your hand right now, and our ushers will bring you a bulletin. Inside the bulletin, you'll find something called our connection card. So for those of you online, they are dropping the connection card into the space for you too, so you can fill out an electronic connection card. And our connection card is the way we get to know who you are, and you can let us know who you are as well. Let us know what we can do to serve you better. So please fill out the front of the connection card, whether you're here for the first time or for the 100th time. One over here. There we go.
And if you're a first-time guest, we welcome you. We have something for you in the foyer, so please check it out. And also, if you're online, drop that in the chat, and we have something for you as well. We welcome you.
Yeah, we're going to send you a gift if you give us your address, either email address online or snail mail address here. We want to send you something this week so that you're fully part of the community. We're going to do a different order of service than we're used to today because we have so much to get to with the second part of Hamilton. So we're going to just do announcements right now.
Real quick ones, right?
Let's go over it. So the first one is that I am doing a webinar on Tuesday. My book, Unapologetic Manifestation, was published in January, and it is soaring through all the rankings on Amazon and in other booksellers, and we're delighted. Yeah. I am off to go do a book signing and talk in New York next week for that, yeah. But before I do that, we have a free webinar. It's Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. You have to sign up on our website to get the Zoom link and then join me for an hour-long discussion about our positive inventory, taking a look at what we do well and what we're here to do so that we can own our gifts and our skills and bring them out into the world.
And we have books downstairs, don't we?
We do. You can buy a book downstairs.
Right outside the office down there.
Yeah. Great. And then our retreats. So I'm doing a retreat at beautiful Unity Village based on this book. It's September, back one, yes, it's September 21st through 25th, and we look forward to having you join us there. It's an incredible spot, and it'll be a week-long immersion in interactive and experiential retreat. So if you're tired of being on the Zoom or you're ready for something different, sign up today and come join us. There's a whole group going from here. We're going to leave after Sunday service, go to SFO, and get on the plane and all go together. And the retreat starts on Monday morning.
People around the nation will
People around the nation will be joining us there. Yeah.
Wonderful. And we also have a Bali retreat coming up next year, the 27th of February through March 7th. Yes, Bali.
10 days.
And it's 10 days. It's going to be a spiritual journey into a beautiful place. If you've been there, you know what I mean. I have been there, and it is something that is amazing to experience. Reverend Ken will be leading us on the journey as we go to see everything from temples, to eat food, to watch those beautiful offerings they make everywhere. It's going to be magnificent. Everything is like art. The grass growing is like art there.
Yes, in fact, we're doing these workshops. They make flower petal mandalas. So they are teaching us classes on how to take flower petals and turn them into mandalas as a spiritual practice, as a way to do a kind of meditation. So that's one of the many things we're going to do. We're going to go to temples that you can only get to at low tide. And then the tide comes in, you have to wait, and then you go back after the tide goes out again. So it's going to be a great experience. All the details and all the information is on our website, and you can explore it there and ask me any questions that you might have. Right? And
yeah,
I think that's it, right? That's all of our announcements. Okay.
Boy, that was good today. We have a community song for you today.
So I'm going to invite Misa to come on up.
Misa, come on up. Our music director, Misa Malone, for those of you that have never been here before.
So here's the deal about, we usually do a community song that most everybody knows, and they get up and they sing. Well, we figured you might know My Shot from Hamilton. How many people know My Shot from Hamilton? Oh, God, about a third of you. Great. Okay. So the rest of you, Misa's going to teach parts of it too. But here's the deal. We did this in the last week in Act 1. So we're not doing it in the service that we're doing today, but we wanted you to have an opportunity to sing it. So we're making it our community song. After this community song, we'll do a meet and greet where we all get up and say hi to each other and say hi to all of our friends online. We're so delighted you're here. I'll talk to you more after the meet and greet, during the meet and greet. But in the meantime, at home and here in the room, I invite you to stand because you can't sing My Shot sitting down.
That's right. Let the music move you.
Okay.
Hello again, Unity family. So, My Shot. What I find is people tend to trip over the words in the hook, if you will, the chorus. So, I am not throwing away my shot. Throwing away, one word, throwing away. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. Y'all did good. Let's just go. Let's just do it. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but Daigle, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, a shiny piece of coal. Try to reach my goal. My power of speech, unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I have learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I'll walk these streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame. But man, it's getting dark, so let me spell up the name. I am the ALEXANDER. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't ever gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. Into me,
he says in parentheses.
Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Essentially, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot.
Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You've got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot.
Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your pants look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot, blacker than the kettle calling the pot. What are the odds? The gods would put us all in one spot. Pop in the squad on conventional West pass them like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me your position. Show me where the ammunition is. Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get excited. Shoot off at the mouth. I never had a bunch of friends before. I promise I'm gonna make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Everybody sing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let me hear ya.
Whoa.
You rise up, tell your brother that he's gotta rise up, tell your sister that she's gotta rise up.
When are these colonies gonna rise up? 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 Rise up. I imagine death, it seems more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me? If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast. When we laugh, reach for a flask. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty. Scratch that. This is not a moment, it's the movement. Where all the hungriest brothers with something to prove with. Foes oppose us and we take an honest stand and roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting I've been reading and writing, we need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting. I'm patiently smashing every expectation. Every action's an act of creation. And I'm laughing in the face of counting sorrow. A first time I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We gonna rise up, shot. We gonna rise up, shot. We gonna rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Oh, 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 oh. And I am not throwing away my shot.
I want you to take a moment and greet each other with a handshake or a hug or a wave. Happy Sunday! Hello there online. Hello there online. All right, I'll wait for the camera. Hello there online. I am so excited that you've decided to spend your Sunday with us here at Unity San Francisco. As you might have noticed, we have a great Hamilton-themed service for you today, and happy 250th anniversary to the United States. I invite you to join me at 2 retreats. One of them is at Unity Village, September 21st through the 25th. The information's on our website, unitysf.org, or you can come with us to Bali next year in February and March. We're going to spend 10 days in Bali. I'll be leading us through an amazing spiritual journey of relaxation and appreciation of this beautiful planet. And if you'd like to spend more time with me, I invite you to jump in on our calendar that you're putting into the web, onto the chat for you right now, and book some time with me before I go away on vacation this week. I've got 2 days on Wednesday and Thursday where I can meet with you and find out more about you and your spiritual journey. In the meantime, enjoy the music as the band takes us onto our next section. Happy Sunday. you haven't had a chance to meet everybody yet, I invite you to say hello at our hospitality downstairs after. We have some great food for you all, and hospitality will continue, and the meet and greet will continue after. All right. I know some people just came in. JD, there were some latecomers. JD, there were some latecomers. If you can help make sure everybody gets a seat. There's one there, and someone can have my seat now because I'm not going to use it. If you guys want to move over, there's two. Yeah, because I'm not going to use my seat for the rest of the service. So there's two seats up front here in the front row, if anyone else needs them. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to go over, so what you just saw was Misa playing the part of Alexander Hamilton, and that's how we're going to roll. While the original Broadway production used people of color to play historically white characters, we've also stretched that envelope even further, and we're gender bending the cast. So men and women's parts are interchangeable. We have some slides that'll help keep track of who's singing what, right? So that you don't have to try and figure it out. We'll make it as easy as possible for you. But I just want to give my appreciation first to our amazing choir, who gets all the work and not any of the glory. Our volunteers who have been working for 2 months now to get this music nailed down. And then our incredible team here that is singing this. I'm going to let Misa introduce them later, but we have 6 people here who will sing all the leads for us. And they do this on Broadway with a cast of 28. We're doing it with much less than that. So buckle up. It's going to be a lot of moving parts, all right? And so last week we covered Act 1, most of Act 1 of the musical, and today we're going to pick up from where we left off. But we're also going to, for those of you who don't know the show, give you a little bit of background. So, Who Tells Your Story is our name today. Last Sunday, as part of our 250th anniversary, we began exploring the life, the legacy, and the spiritual lessons of our founding fathers through one of the most remarkable of them, Alexander Hamilton. Most people know Hamilton as the guy on the $10 bill and America's first Secretary of Treasury. But there is much more to his story. He served as George Washington's trusted aide-de-camp during the Revolutionary War, led the American troops to victory at Yorktown, and he was later chosen by President Washington to create the Department of the Treasury. Yet perhaps the most extraordinary part of Hamilton's story is where it all began. He was born on this tiny island in the Caribbean, and he was a poor, orphaned immigrant who arrived in America with nothing. But through the sheer force of his intellect, determination, and his vision, he helped change the course of American history. As we discovered last week, Hamilton reminds us that we are never limited by the circumstances of our birth. What we hold in consciousness, affirm with conviction, and support through our actions has the power to transform our lives. Extraordinary things become possible when we refuse to let the circumstances dictate our actions and our future. But this week, we'll discover another side of Alexander Hamilton. The same passion that fueled his success also became the source of his greatest struggles. His relentless drive, brilliant mind, fierce determination led to conflict, broken relationships, painful mistakes, and ultimately to tragedy. But today is more about Hamilton's accomplishments. It's about his legacy. It's about forgiveness. It's about how the choices that we make are remembered and the lives that we touch along the way affected. So before we move forward, let's take a quick trip back. Here's the opening that launched both our journey last Sunday and the Broadway musical itself. Once again, we're reminded how Alexander Hamilton turned the world upside down.
How does a bastard orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean, by Providence impoverished in squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar?
The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being a self-starter. By 14, they placed him in charge of a trading charter.
And every day while slaves were being slaughtered and carted away across the waves, he struggled and kept his guard up. Inside, he was longing for something to be a part of. The brother was ready to beg, steal, borrow, or barter.
Then a hurricane came and devastation reigned. Our man saw his future dripping down the drain. Put a pencil to his temple, connected it to his brain, and he wrote his first refrain, a testament to his pain.
Well, the word got around, they said this kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from whence you came, and the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton, and there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait.
When he was 10, his father split, full of it, debt-ridden. 2 years later, see Alex and his mother half dead, sending their own sick, the scent thick.
And Alex got better, but his mother went quick. Moving with a cousin, the cousin committed suicide, left him with nothing but ruined pride. Something new inside, a voice saying, Alex, you gotta think for yourself. And started retreating and reading every treatise on the shelf.
There would have been nothing left to do for someone less astute. He would have been dead or destitute without a cent of restitution. Started working, clerking for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane and rum and all the things he can't afford, scamming for every book he can get his hands on, planning for the future. See him now as he stands on the bow of a ship, heading for a new land. In New York, you can be a new man.
In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York,
Just you wait.
Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
We are waiting in the wings for you. You can never back down. You never learn to take your time. Oh, Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
When America sings for you, will they know what you overcame? Will they know you rewrote the game? The world will never be the same. Oh.
The ship is in the harbor now. See if you can spot
Just
it.
you wait.
Another immigrant coming up from the bottom.
you
His
wait.
enemies destroyed his rep. America forgot him.
Fought with him. Me, I died for him.
Me, I trusted him.
Me, I loved him.
And me, I'm the damn fool that shot him.
There's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait.
What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton, as I mentioned last week, was born on the tiny Caribbean island of Nevis. From the very beginning, life seemed stacked against him. He was born outside of wedlock, carrying the social stigma of being illegitimate. When Hamilton was still a boy, his father, James Hamilton, overwhelmed by debt, abandoned the family, leaving Rachel and her 2 sons to fend for themselves on St. Croix. Not long afterward, tragedy struck again. His mother contracted a deadly fever, and while Alexander lay sick beside her, she died. By the age of 12, Hamilton was an orphan living in poverty. But Hamilton refused to accept the story that had been handed to him. Armed with little more than a brilliant mind, a gift for language, and an unrelenting determination, he worked, he studied, he wrote. His extraordinary writing, caught the attention of local leaders, who raised money to send him to New York for his education. There, Hamilton immersed himself in the revolutionary spirit, sweeping through the colonies, and quickly found himself surrounded by people who recognized his intellect, courage, and relentless drive. One of the people who recognized Hamilton's immense talent was George Washington. Hamilton became Washington's closest military advisor, managing his correspondence, helping develop military strategy, and coordinating the relationships that would ultimately lead to the decisive victory at Yorktown. All these revolutionaries didn't begin with overwhelming resources. They began with an overwhelming vision. Think about it. A ragtag collection of immigrants, farmers, merchants, students, free and enslaved people of color, and ordinary citizens dared to believe that they could defeat the most powerful empire on the planet. They had no guarantee of success. What they had was a shared vision, extraordinary courage, and the willingness to risk everything for an ideal. The Declaration of Independence was not a declaration of reality. It was an affirmation, a vision statement of the spiritual truths that they believed were possible for themselves and for the world. They declared a future that did not exist and then committed their lives to bringing it into being. And isn't that how all creation begins? We set it in our minds first. We declare it with conviction, and then we align our actions with that vision until possibility becomes reality. Among Hamilton's contemporaries was another brilliant revolutionary, Burr. The two men were remarkably alike. Both lost their parents at a young age, both were intellectual prodigies, and both were distinguished themselves as courageous officers during the Revolutionary War. Today, we'll explore what happened after the war. Hamilton and Burr left the battlefield and returned to New York, passed the bar exam, and established successful practices on opposite ends of Wall Street. The two were ambitious young attorneys whose future seemed limitless. And then their lives changed in a way that neither of them expected. They became fathers. Hamilton, with the birth of his son Philip, it softened his heart and expanded his understanding of legacy. And for Burr, his daughter Theodosia became the center of his world. Believing that the women deserved the same intellectual opportunities as men, radical idea, I know, right? He gave his daughter, Theodosia, one of the finest educations available in America, teaching her languages, philosophy, politics, and history at a time when few women got anything comparable. As different as these two men were, they shared something deeply human together. They both wanted to build a life that mattered. They both wanted to leave the world a better place than when they found it. And the question for us today is not whether these men left a legacy. The question is, what kind of legacy did they leave?
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday. someday. Oh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not a word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Oh, Philip, you outshine the morning sun, my son. And when you smile, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around. My father wasn't around. I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll make whatever it takes. I'll make a million mistakes. I'll make the world safe and sound for you. We'll come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Even after the Revolutionary War and the start of his family, Alexander Hamilton never slowed down. In 1787, he was one of the strongest voices calling for a constitutional convention. At that convention, he delivered a 6-hour-long speech proposing an entirely new form of government, including, get this, a president who would serve for life if he demonstrated good behavior. Fortunately, the delegates chose another path. They drafted a constitution, but not only that, that was only the beginning. It still had to be ratified by the states, and there was no guarantee that that would happen. To persuade the American people, Hamilton launched an 18th century public relations campaign. The Federalist Papers, 85 essays written in just 6 months. John Jay wrote 5. Madison wrote 25. Hamilton wrote the remaining 51. He wrote while traveling, between meetings, late into the night. He wrote with an urgency that suggested he believed the nation's future depended upon it. And it did. While Hamilton acted, Burr hesitated. Burr refused to publicly support the Constitution or to help write the Federalist Papers. Instead, he waited to see which way the political winds would blow before committing himself. One man believed that action created opportunity. The other waited for certainty before taking action. And how many opportunities do we all miss in our lives because we're waiting to feel safe? That is one of the greatest spiritual lessons for me, for Hamilton. We achieve success not just when the conditions are perfect. We create when we have the courage to move forward despite having all the answers still out there. The Constitution was eventually ratified, and George Washington became president, the first president of the United States. He appointed Alexander Hamilton as his first Secretary of the Treasury, Henry Knox as a Secretary of War, Edmund Randolph as Attorney General, and Thomas Jefferson as Secretary of State. Although the Constitution says very little about a president's cabinet, Washington and Hamilton established many of the traditions that we continue to guide our government today, including the peaceful transfer of power from one president to the next. Hamilton's fingerprints are everywhere, even until this day. He created the nation's financial network, our budget system, our tax structure, our customs service, our Coast Guard, monetary policy, and the first national bank. He understood that a strong economy required a stable federal government capable of investing in the nation's future. And what I find most fascinating about Hamilton's story is his integrity. Although the financial system he designed made many people wealthy, Hamilton refused to profit personally from the institutions he created. He lived on his government salary, believing that public service was a sacred trust. Perhaps because he came from such humble beginnings, he had this almost naive understanding that if people had enough money, they would naturally and always choose the right thing to do. Then Thomas Jefferson came back to the United States, and the rivalry between Hamilton and Jefferson are one of the greatest of American history. Jefferson was a wealthy Virginia planter and believed that the nation should be shaped by independent farmers and limited government. Hamilton, the impoverished immigrant from the Caribbean, believed that Americans' greatness would come through a strong national government, thriving commerce, and economic insecurity. A man born into privilege, defending the farmer, and an orphan who arrived with nothing, built the nation's financial institutions. Their disagreements came to a head over Hamilton's plan to strengthen the nation's fragile economy. Jefferson and Madison opposed him, and Hamilton believed the young republic could never survive without a strong financial foundation. So instead of continuing the battle in public, he invited Jefferson and Madison to a private dinner. And what happened around that table became one of the most consequential public political deals in American history, one that changed the future of the United States. But one man wasn't in the room. Aaron Burr watched from the sidelines. Once again, he found himself outside the conversation, outside the influence, outside the room where it happens.
Ah, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Burr, sir.
Did you hear the news about good old General Mercer?
No.
You know, Claremont Street?
Yeah.
Well, they renamed it after him. The Mercer legacy is secure.
Sure.
And all he had to do was die.
And that's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try. How you gonna get your debt plan through?
Well, I guess I'm gonna finally have to listen to you.
Really?
Talk less, smile more, do whatever it takes to get my plan on the Congress floor.
Now Jefferson and Madison are merciless.
Well, hate the sin, love the sinner.
Hamilton.
Burr, I gotta go, sorry.
But
Decisions are happening over dinner.
two Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room, diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed. Bros. The immigrant emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can shape however he wants. The Virginians emerge with the nation's capital. And here's the pièce de résistance. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the game is played, the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made. We just assume that it happens, but no one else is in the room where it happens. Thomas claims
Alexander was on Washington's doorstep one day in distress and disarray.
Thomas claims
Alexander said,
I've nowhere else to turn.
and basically begged me to join the fray.
Thomas claims
I approached Madison. I said, I know you hate him, but let's hear what he has to say.
Thomas claims
Well, I arranged the meeting. I arranged the menu, the venue, the seating.
no one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the parties get to yes, the pieces that are sacrificed in every game of chess. We just assume that it happens, but no one else is in the room where it happens. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Madison is grappling with the fact that not every issue can be settled by committee. Meanwhile, Congress is grappling over where to put the Capitol. It isn't pretty. Jefferson emerges with a dinner and invite. Madison responds with Virginian insight.
Maybe we could solve one problem with another and win a victory for the Southerners. In other words, a quid pro quo.
I suppose.
Well, wouldn't you like to work a little closer to home?
Actually, I would.
Well, I propose the Potomac.
And you'll provide him his votes?
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Let's go.
No one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. My God, in God we trust, but we'll never really know what got discussed. Click, boom, then it happened. And no one else was in the room where it happened. Alexander Hamilton, what did they say to you to get you to sail New York City down the river? Alexander Hamilton. Did Washington know about the dinner? Was there presidential pressure to deliver? Alexander Hamilton. Or did you know, even then, it doesn't matter where you put the U.S. Capitol?
Because we'll have the banks. We're in the same spot.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game. But you don't get a win unless you play in the game. Oh, you get love for it, you get hate for it, but you get nothing if you wait for it, wait for it, wait. God help and forgive me. I want to build something that's going to outlive me.
What do you want? What do you want, Burr? You staring up the Burr. What do you want? What do you want?
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in that room. I wanna be in, I've got to be in the room. That big old road, the art of the compromise. Hold your nose and close your eyes. We want leaders to save the day, but we don't get a say in what they trade away. We dream of a brand new start, but we dream in the dark for the most part. Dark as a tomb where it happens. I've got to be in that room. I've got to be. I've got to be. Oh, I've got to be in the room. I gotta be, I wanna be in the room. Click, boom.
As Hamilton was mastering the art of politics and compromise, Aaron Burr decided it was time to take his shot at politics. He entered public life determined to gain the influence that had long eluded him. Meanwhile, Hamilton's star continued to rise. His financial plan succeeded, the Constitution was ratified, and his influence within Washington's administration seemed almost endless. But have you ever noticed that sometimes our greatest successes become the very place where we begin to undermine ourselves? Hamilton's gifts had served him brilliantly during the Revolutionary War. His command of language, his relentless work ethic, his brilliant intellect, and fearless determination helped build a nation. But once the war was over and the common enemy was gone, those same strengths began to cast a shadow. His confidence became arrogance, his passion, obsession, his courage, impulsiveness. His determination became an inability to listen. The very qualities that had made him indispensable also began to create rivals, resentments, and enemies. One of Hamilton's greatest spiritual lessons is this: every gift carries a shadow. When our strengths are no longer grounded in humility, compassion, and self-awareness, they can become our greatest liabilities.
Oh, this immigrant isn't somebody we chose. Oh, this immigrant's keeping us all on our toes. Oh, let's show these federalists what they're up against. Oh, Southern mother and Democratic Republicans. Oh, they'll follow the money and see where it goes. Oh, because every second the treasury grows. Oh, we follow the money and see where it leads. Get in the weeds, look for the seeds of Hamilton's misdeeds. It must be nice, it must be nice.
Follow the money and see where it goes.
It must be nice, it must be nice. The emperor has no clothes. We won't be invisible. We won't be denied. Still, it must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
Hamilton had a profound blind spot when it came to women in distress. Time and time again, his compassion, or perhaps his confidence that he could solve any problem, led him into situations that clouded his judgment. It was one of the few places that the man who could outthink anyone consistently failed to see what was right in front of him. And that blind spot would eventually cost him dearly. While Eliza was away, a young woman named Maria Reynolds appeared at Hamilton's door. She claimed her husband had abandoned her and abused her and asked for financial help. Hamilton gave her money. Then he made a decision that would haunt him the rest of his life. The two began an affair, and soon afterwards, Maria's husband returned. Not in anger, but with a scheme. He demanded money in exchange for his silence, and Hamilton paid him for nearly a year and continued both the payments and the affair. Eventually, rumors spread. Hamilton's political opponents accused him of using his office for financial gain. Desperate to clear his name, he did what he had always done when he faced a crisis. He wrote. After all, he had written to transform his life. It carried him from the tiny Caribbean island to the center of the revolution. It had earned George Washington's trust. It had won Eliza's heart. It helped him to persuade a nation to ratify the Constitution. Surely one more piece of writing could save him. Instead, Hamilton published the Reynolds Pamphlet, a painfully public confession admitting that the affair while denying his financial corruption. He believed he was saving his reputation. Instead, he broke his wife's heart and ended his political future.
Well, he's never gonna be president now.
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 There's one less thing to worry about. There's one less thing to worry about. Hey,
Never gonna be president now. Hey, never gonna be president now.
hey,
Never gonna be president now.
never gonna be president. There's one less thing to worry about.
The Reynolds Pamphlet.
Have you read this? You ever see somebody ruin their whole life? His poor wife.
Sometimes intelligence is no substitute for wisdom. Sometimes being right is far less important than being loving and kind. Eliza was devastated. And she never publicly condemned her husband. Instead, she did something extraordinary. She gathered their letters, the love letters, the private correspondence, the written record of their lives together. And in one heartbreaking act, she denied all of history the chance to read them.
I've saved every letter you wrote me. From the moment I read them, I knew you were mine. You said you were mine. I thought you were mine. Do you know what Angelica said when he saw your first letter arrive? She said, be careful of that one. He will do what it takes to survive. You and your words flooded my senses. Your sentences left me defenseless. You built me palaces out of paragraphs. You built cathedrals. I'm rereading the letter you wrote me. I'm searching and scanning for answers in every line, for some kind of sign. And when you were mine, the world seemed to burn, burn. You published the letter she wrote you. You told the whole world how you brought this girl into our bed. In clearing your name, you've ruined our lives. Do you know what Angelica said when she read what you'd done? She said, you've married an Icarus. He has flown too close to the sun. You and your words obsessed with your legacy. Your sentence is border on senseless, and you are paranoid in every paragraph how they perceive you. I'm erasing myself from the narrative. Let future historians wonder how Eliza reacted when you broke her heart. You've torn it all apart. I'm watching it burn. Watching it burn. To my heart, the world has no place in my bed. You don't get to know what I said. I'm burning the memories, burning the letters that might have redeemed you. You forfeit all rights to my heart. You forfeit the place in our bed. You sleep with the opposite instead. Burning the memories of when you were mine. I hope that you
Betrayal. Two decisions. The Reynolds affair and the publication of the Reynolds Pamphlet left the Hamilton family in pieces. Alexander and Eliza found a fragile way to move forward, but the trust between them had been shattered. And though they remained together, their marriage would never be the same. And then the unimaginable happened. Their eldest son, Philip Hamilton, had just graduated King's College, today's Columbia University. Bright, gifted, fiercely devoted to his father. Philip overheard a young lawyer by the name of George Eaker publicly ridicule Alexander Hamilton, and determined to defend his father's honor, Philip challenged him to a duel. Today, duels seem unimaginable, but in the 18th century, it was governed by an elaborate code of honor. Most duels ended without anyone being killed. Often, both men intentionally fired into the air, allowing a way to preserve their honor and walk away. Alexander knew that. Having done it himself, he gave his son one simple instruction. First, try and reconcile. And if that doesn't work, throw away your shot. Raise your pistol, fire into the air. Give your opponent honor. Let everyone go home alive. But that isn't what happened. Before the agreed count was complete, George Eaker fired. Philip fell. He was carried back across the Hudson River to Manhattan, where Alexander and Eliza rushed to his bedside. There was nothing the doctors could do. Holding their son in their arms, they watched him take his last breath. No parent is prepared to bury a child. By every account, Alexander Hamilton was never the same again. If you look at the portraits of him after, you can almost watch the grief settle into his face. He aged dramatically in a very short time. Sometimes life brings us to a place where there are no speeches left to give, no arguments to win, no problems left to solve. No words can take away our pain. There's only silence, and there's only grief. There's only the long, slow journey of putting one foot in front of the other when your heart has been broken. And that's where Alexander and Eliza find themselves.
There are moments that the words don't reach. There is suffering too terrible to name. You hold your child as tight as you can and push away the unimaginable. There are moments when you're in so deep, it feels easier to just swim down. The Hamiltons move uptown and try to live with the unimaginable.
Spend hours in the garden, I walk alone to the store. It's quiet uptown, I never liked the quiet before. I take the children to church on Sunday, the sign of the cross on the door, and I pray. That never used to happen before.
If you see him in the street, walking by himself, talking by himself, have pity.
Philip, you would like it uptown, it's quiet uptown.
He is working through the unimaginable. His hair is gone gray, he passes every day. They say he walks the length of the city.
He knocked me out, I fall apart.
Can you imagine?
Look at where we are, look at where we started. I know I don't deserve you, Eliza, but hear me out, that would be enough. If I could spare his life, if I could trade his life for mine, he'd be standing here right now, and you would smile, and that would be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges we're facing. I know there's no replacing what we've lost in unique time, but I'm not afraid. I know who I marry. Just let me stay here by your side. That would be enough.
If you see him in the street, walking by his side, talking by his side, happy.
Eliza, do you like it uptown? It's quiet uptown.
He is trying to do the unimaginable. See them walking through the park, long after dark, taking in the sights of the city.
Look around, Eliza.
They are trying to do the unimaginable. There are moments that the words don't reach. There's a grace too powerful to name. We push away what we can never understand. We push away the unimaginable. They are standing in the garden. I Alexander by Eliza's side. She takes his hand.
It's quiet uptown.
Forgiveness. Can you imagine? Forgiveness. Can you imagine? If you see him in the street, walking by his side, talking by his side, have pity. They are going through the unimaginable.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful spiritual practices we will ever embrace. It cannot change the past, but it has the power to redeem the future. It does not erase our wounds, but it keeps those wounds from becoming our identity. As Alexander and Eliza slowly found their way back to one another, the political world continued to move forward. When John Adams left office, Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr faced each other in one of the closest presidential elections in American history. The election ended up in a tie and was thrown into the House of Representatives. Once again, the members of the House turned to Alexander Hamilton, but Hamilton didn't like either candidate. But he chose Jefferson. And why? Because as he wrote, Jefferson has principles, Burr has none. That single endorsement made Thomas Jefferson the president, and as the rules dictated at the time, Aaron Burr, who came in second, became vice president. 4 years later, Jefferson chose someone else as his running mate, and once again, Burr found himself outside the room where it happened. Convinced that Hamilton had blocked him once again, Burr demanded an apology for comments Hamilton had allegedly made. And here's what strikes me most about that. Neither man had to take this to the end. Neither man had to die. Again and again, life offered them an off-ramp. One conversation, one apology, one act of humility, one moment of grace. Instead, they sent letters back and forth to each other, listing all the reasons that they had to continue their battle. All ending with the strange line, I have the honor of being your obedient servant, A. Ham. I have the honor of being your obedient servant, A. Burr. History can be painfully ironic. Your obedient servant? They agreed to meet and shoot at each other at dawn. On the morning of July 11th, yesterday, 1804, they crossed the Hudson River to Weehawken, New Jersey, the very place where Philip Hamilton had died 3 years before. Standing on that hillside, Alexander remembered the words he had spoken to his son. Throw away your shot. And when the signal was given, Hamilton raised his pistol to the sky. Aaron Burr did not. Burr's bullet struck Hamilton above the right hip, passed through his body, and lodged against his spine. He was carried back across the Hudson River. Eliza came to his bedside. Angelica rushed to his bedside. His family gathered around him. And before the next day was over, Alexander Hamilton was gone. Aaron Burr had to live with what happened.
When Alexander aimed at the sky, he may have been the first one to die, but I'm the one who paid for it. I survived, but I paid for it. Now I'm the villain in your history. I was too young and blind to see. I should have known. I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me. The world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me.
The sitting vice president of the United States when he shot Alexander Hamilton. And he expected to return home to New York and be hailed as a hero for defending his honor. History had other plans. He spent the next 32 years trying to outrun that one decision. He was charged with murder, and then the charges were eventually dropped. His political career was finished. His law practice never recovered. A few years later, he was charged for treason for political schemes in the Western Territories. Though acquitted, his reputation was shattered, and he spent years in self-imposed exile and returned to New York a broken man and died at the age of 77, nearly penniless and almost forgotten. As he sings in the musical, Hamilton was the first to die, but I'm the one who paid for it. What a heartbreaking realization. He spent years believing someone else's success diminished his. How often do we do the same? Compare, compete, resent, believe there isn't enough opportunity, enough recognition, enough resources, enough to go around. But the truth is, the room is large enough for all of us. Enough for your gifts, enough for mine. There is enough for every person to become the full expression that God created them to be. Hamilton and Burr also remind us that through 30 years of rivalry, they were given countless opportunities to choose another path. One conversation, one apology, one act of humility, one moment of grace, and all of this history might have been different. So might all of our own lives. As I said earlier, the Declaration of Independence is not a description of reality. It is a declaration of possibility. 250 years later, it's still calling on each and every one of us to create this more perfect union. Not just as a nation, but as families, as communities, as human beings. When we think about the greatest teachers, the greatest spiritual teachers of all time, we think of Jesus, the Buddha, Moses, Muhammad, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. And their greatest legacy was not just what they accomplished. Their legacy is what they awakened in others. Their compassion continues, their courage continues, their love continues through us today. Alexander Hamilton helped build a nation, but it was Eliza who made his story continue to be inspiring to the generations that followed. Every one of us has that same opportunity. We cannot control who lives. We cannot control who dies. We cannot control what anyone else will say about us or to us. But we can choose what we inspire. And whose story is going to be different because you lived? As you listen to this final song, notice something remarkable. Hamilton's life touched Washington, Eliza, Angelica, Burr, Jefferson, Madison, and each and every one of them carries a different piece of his story. That's how influence works. None of us change the entire world, but we each change someone else's world. And those people change someone else's world, and the world is changed. Legacy is not determined by how long we live. Legacy is determined by the values we live for. One act of kindness can become a family tradition. One act of courage inspires another. One declaration of possibility becomes a movement. One life awakens another. True legacy is not what we build. It's what we awaken in other people. This week, let's create a legacy of love. One conversation, one act of courage, one word of encouragement at a time. George Washington.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Thomas Jefferson.
I'll give him this. His financial system is a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I tried.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
James Madison.
He took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. I hate to admit it, but he doesn't get enough credit for all the credit he gave us.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Every other founding father's story gets told. Every other founding father gets to grow old.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story?
Who tells your story?
Who tells your story? Eliza.
I put myself back in the narrative.
Eliza.
I stop wasting time on tears and live another 50 years. It's not enough.
Eliza.
I interview every soldier who fought by your side.
She tells our story.
I try to make sense of your thousands of pages of writing. You really do write like it's running out of time. I rely on Angelica while she's alive. We tell your story. She's buried in Trinity Church near you. She was there. She was right on time. And I'm still not through. I ask myself, what would you do if you had more time? The Lord in His kindness gives me what you always wanted. Gives me more time. I raise funds for DC, for the National Washington Monument. I speak out against slavery. You could have done so much more if you only have time. And will they tell your story? What I'm proudest of. Oh, let me show you what I'm proudest of.
The orphanage.
I established the first private orphanage in New York City.
The orphanage.
I helped raise hundreds of children. I get to see them growing
The
up.
orphanage.
And in their eyes I see you, Alexander. I see you every time. And when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell your story? Oh, I can't wait to see you again. It's only a matter of time.
Will they tell your story?
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Will they tell your story?
Who dies,
Who tells your story?
We're going to do offering. We forgot the offering, so we're going to do that now. All right, so we just have a quick little, Tom, coming up. We'll have a quick few moments of business here. I'm going to ask the ushers to be ready. The connection cards that you got at the beginning, that we filled out in the beginning, if you turn them over, there's the back side of the connection card that has our spiritual practices for today. So if you take out your spiritual connection card, there are things I'd like you to take home, and you get to decide what that is and what you bring forward. One of them is possibly make bold decisions. All right?
Yes, make bold decisions. Think wisely about what you'll do this week.
Create possibilities everywhere.
Be your own person.
Yeah. Choose forgiveness and healing. Amen. That story doesn't have to end the way it is right now. Right?
And take your shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And create a legacy of love. So those are some that are written out on your connection card, and you can fill those out and take them home, or you can put them in the basket. They're also in the bulletin, those spiritual practices. Also, you can put that connection card in the offering basket when it comes around. I'm going to ask our ushers to come forward. We have an affirmation we say here every week. So as I remind all of our folks, everything you see here, every wall, every piece of stained glass, every light, every microphone, all the incredible talent that makes this happen is because someone here gives the financial resources to make sure that this happened. So we ask you to be generous. If you're watching us online, you can scan the QR code, or here in the room, you can scan the QR code behind me and do it electronically, or you can put your connection card and your offering in the basket as it comes around. So we have an affirmation. Tom, you want to say it?
I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Please know this with me.
I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is. The baskets will come around now. We have some great hospitality for you downstairs. I invite you to stay and have a meal with us downstairs. For those of you online, I will be in the spiritual Zoom room talking about the spiritual lessons of Hamilton. So if you're online, switch over to our website. If you're on YouTube, switch to our website and click the Zoom room link for spiritual connection, and we'll be able to talk about this more.
And if you want to join that discussion, get some food and go right in the conference room.
In the conference room here, you can join that discussion as well. So Misa and this incredible team are going to lead us. We have one more time for you to be able to sing Hamilton.
Great
They're going to
job.
bring us through for our closing song. Beautiful. In the room, because we are in the room, Zoom room and spiritual room where it happens. Let's all sing.
The art of the compromise. Hold your nose and close your eyes. We want leaders to save the day, but we don't get a say in what they trade away. We dream of a brand new start, but we dream in the dark for the most part. Dark as a tomb where it happens. I've got to be in the room. I've got to be the room where it happens. I've got to be the room where it happens. Oh, I've got to be in the room. I gotta be in the room. Click, boom.
Happy Sunday!
Introduce everybody. Sorry.
Okay, before you leave, I need some boosty. Yes, thank you. Before you leave, I want to introduce you to this amazing, absolutely fabulous and fantabulous ensemble. Starting way over here on the right, in the choir, we have Roma Schramm, Rosalie Fischler, Luna, Carolyn Carvajal, Dan Pioletti, Craig Mador, and Marty Carls. In the band, we have on drums, Brian Fischler. On second keys, Luke Schwartz. And our music director, and honestly, this would not work at all without him, Arthur Koo. Your Angelica Schuyler, Mawazu Chisholm Mosquita. Your James Madison, Sam Snell. Your Eliza, Callie Carvajal. Aaron Burr, Albert Hodge. Thomas Jefferson, Ryan Harvey. I was Alex Hamilton. In the back of the room making the magic happen, we have Lorenzo, Afrin, Femi, and Bruno, and and Tyler. Making sure all your visuals and everything was working. And our senior minister, Reverend Ken Daigle. What do you say, guys? One more time. 1, 2, 3, sing.
The art of the compromise. Hold your nose and close your eyes. We want leaders to save the day, but we don't get a say in what they trade away. We dream of a brand new start, but we dream in the dark for the most part. Dark as a tomb where it happens. I've got to be in the room. I've got to be. I've got to be. Oh, I've got to be in the room. I wanna be. I wanna be. I wanna be. I wanna be. Click, boom.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Thank you so much.